fights, neon lights, crazy dreams. AJ Brock and Zach scheming wild things. Movies that flopped or never got their time. They breathe new life with sequels on their mind.
Welcome to Frantic Nerdcast presents Sequelize It, a show where we take a movie that never got or didn't deserve a sequel, and we come up with a stupid or a fantastic idea for a sequel for
There's
it.
nothing stupid about this.
Say,
It is all fantastic.
It's only fantastic ideas
I
here,
mean,
mate.
we had our first one. We did basketball. We came through with some absolutely amazing sequels to that. I mean, the phone's been ringing off.
That's right. We've had producers contacting us left, right, and centre.
Momoa's been in my DMs all week asking about his role, so it's been great.
Exactly.
That's right. I forgot about Momoa. Oh, God, Momoa. Yep. I have a feeling he's going to pop up in nearly every sequel we make.
Fuck, let me just change my notes.
I resisted temptation this week.
Oh, wow. All right, so what do we got this week?
So in this show, we've been given a movie with the task of coming up with our version, possible sequel to the movie, directors, actors, what happens, how it connects to the original. This week, we are doing
Warcraft. It's a 2016 American action fantasy film based on the popular video game series Warcraft, World of Warcraft. It was directed by Duncan Jones, who co-wrote the Charles Levitt. It stars Travis Fimmel, Paul...
Also, you forgot the most important part about the director. It's David Bowie's son.
Well, I was leaving that for you.
Yeah. All right, continue.
Stars Travis Fimmel, Paula Patton, Ben Foster, Dominic Cooper, Toby Kebbell, Ben Schnetzer, Robert Kaczynski, and Daniel Wu. The film follows Andrew and Lothar of Stormwind and Durotan of the Frostwolf clan as heroes set on opposite sides of a growing war, as the warlock Gul'dan leads the Horde to invade Azeroth using a magic portal. Together, a few human heroes and dissenting orcs must attempt to stop the true evil behind this war and restore peace to Azeroth.
Okay, so I'm going to put a full disclaimer out there for the people watching at home. Don't know much lore about Warcraft.
now that you've said that, I'm going to read my first bit of notes. Now, I'll preface this with the fact that I know nothing about Warcraft lore. So here we go.
So mine and Brock's ideas might be a little bit out there. I have a feeling Zach's is going to be pretty spot on for his lore because you're a World of Warcraft, you're a WoW player.
Just a little bit in the past. I've dabbled here or there.
So who is going to have a crack at this first?
I'll lead us off.
Oh, here we go. Here we go.
So, as I said, no fucking nothing about Warcraft. So here we go. So this one, it's going to be set several years after the first movie. In essence, to give Goel, one of the characters from the original, the opportunity to grow up. Now, Goel, I wrote these notes a few weeks ago, so I think Goel was the son of...
He was Durotan's son.
Durotan.
Got, shipped off down the river at the end of the movie.
Yes, that's right. So Goel, that guy. So this would be covered off in some sort of intro that more or less covered what happens across those years. So like that bit of montage-y sort of Goel growing up and et cetera, et cetera. So in essence, the orcs have become divided, being half led by Gul'dan, because I understand that Gul'dan lived at the end of the other one, didn't he? Yep. So half being led by Gul'dan, half by Garana, sorry.
That's the half orky chick.
Yes.
Yeah, half orc, half Draenei.
And you know what's great about my notes here? I've written it Garona here and then Garana here. So it's one or the other. And the humans are at war with the... So, yeah, half by Garana, and then Garana and the humans are at war with the Gul'dan's orcs.
Yep, Gul'dan, yep.
Nailing
You are
this.
killing this.
Nailing this. So, Garana and Lothar are together. And Lothar, he was on the human side, so they're the two that kind of had that that sort of not off the screen, but that sort of romantic link type thing that was alluded to through the show.
Yep.
Did anything? I can't remember if anything came from that in the first one.
No, nothing really came of it. Because it was alluded throughout the movie that she was half orc, half human.
Yep.
But in actual fact, she's a half orc, half Draenei. So
Okay.
it would have been an interesting.
Actually, she's not actually half human.
So, knowing that let's go back to the fact that I don't know Warcraft lore. Half human, okay? And Garana and Lothar, they're banging. So, albeit it's frowned upon in human and orc ranks, it's ultimately accepted as Garana herself is half human and half orc. During this sort of intro recap, etc., it's also shown that Garona and Lothar now have a kid as well, a young girl who they train as a fierce warrior, Roatha. Can't remember how I came up with that. Fast track the movie. I'm going to fast track the movie itself. As I said, I do not know the lore, so this will be pretty quick. This is going to be a second in movie in what would be a trilogy because everything comes in threes. Goel, has been, call it, lost for many years, hanging out with the humans that found him from the back end of the previous movie, thought to be dead by everyone else. Gul'dan heard a rumor of an orc kid growing up amongst the humans, joined some dots, figured it was a child of Durotan and Draka, so he gets a small group to go out and find him, bring him back to the clan. This happens while Goel is still fairly young, call it, I don't know, like 10, 11, that sort of age. So easily influenced to be back with the orcs. When they get back, when they get Goel back, Gul'dan starts to manipulate him, bringing him like sort of to that orc side as more or less to line him up to be the next leader and to bring the orcs back together as a ploy to get those who have joined Garona back with orc kind. So bring the orcs back. Similarly to, on the other side, Roatha, being the kid, she's being trained as a fierce warrior to further the bond between humans and orcs. I can just see the disdain on your face.
No, I'm enjoying it, actually.
I like where it's going.
Now, the above can occur more or less to establish these two as where the story will beast around, or at least to the two characters that this movie is going to be sort of based around to progress it. There'll be a whole heap of stuff that happens from general fights on both sides, losing with both sides winning and losing some. Some infiltration by night, I think, will be awesome through this. Either. Some of the bigger moments in the movie, however, I thought something along the lines of Garona killing Gul'dan.
Yeah.
Oh. However, I was waiting for you to go.
No.
So, anyways, Garona kills Gul'dan. However, this doesn't have the effect expected and actually infuriates the orcs further, so it doesn't actually bring them closer. It's like, what the fuck are you doing? Lothar is killed by Goel. So, with Roatha seeing everything and more or less going apeshit, after it happens, she just starts tearing through orcs. And it'll be one of those moments where Goel, with a big smile on his face, steps back through a portal to wherever orc home within the human this realm is. And Roatha just fucking
Dresden?
blood rage, looking to get through the portal. However, Garona pushes her aside at the last moment, ends up falling through the portal, and it closes. So Garana's ended up falling through the portal, saving Roatha from going through rather than Roatha going through. So she's now off with the orcs, wherever the hell they are. Goel looks down, smiles, and says, haha, you'll do. Because the idea was to get Roatha, ends up with her. Roatha is hit by absolutely everything she's just experienced, falls deeper into a rage, and just starts killing orc after orc after orc until she's just that within her rage, she ends up killing a human. High rank of some kind, maybe Loatha's right-hand man or something like that. And because of the above, she runs from the city, more or less exiling herself. Trial is held where she's held accountable for her actions, but she's up for murder, but she's not there. She's fucking bailed. Sparks fury again between the human and orcs, who were on the same side, causing more rifts, which ultimately pushes more of the orcs back to what is now Goel's army. And this will be kind of where the movie would end. So, more or less, Goel, he's getting the orcs back into with his clan, so he's more or less starting to bring the orcs back together. Loth's dead. Garona is shunned because of the actions of Roatha. Roatha's on the run. And the final thing you'll see is a big old fucking portal with the orc clan growing again, and the portal, like that big portal that between the worlds, is more or less being rebuilt, fucking magicked or whatever it gets done to be there. And this is in essence an innate skill of Goel, because he was in the womb when they first traversed the portal. Therefore, the dark magic was imbued.
Callback.
So therefore, it was sort of imbued with him. So that's how they've been able to sort of reform this portal to bring.
He was also brought back to life from the fell as well.
There you go.
Yeah.
Now, from a director perspective, that's more or less the movie. So now people doing the movie. I bounce between a couple of options. I land with Duncan Jones returning. My very strong...
He would as well. He said he's wanted to.
Marvellous. My very strong second for this, and it was my first pick, but I kind of fell away from it, was actually Andy Serkis. I can't remember why. But...
Directing?
Yeah, directing.
Yeah, actually, that thought crossed my mind as well.
Yeah,
so.
I thought he'd be pretty cool. I mean, he does well with that fantasy element. Bring in some producers that can sort of support that. I went back to Duncan just because I felt the first one was a good movie, and I think he'd be able to sort of carry that through.
I honestly thought the first movie was a great movie.
I enjoyed it.
There was nothing wrong with
He
it.
hated it, but who cares?
I said I hate it. I hate it for twofold reasons. One, I hate it because law-wise it just didn't do it justice, and secondly, I actually just thought it was a poor laid out movie. There was a lot of things that even for someone that was just trying to watch it that didn't know the Warcraft lore was left guessing. So I just thought it could have.
So as you can see, I've strayed further from the law.
No, that's fine. Actually,
so what are your thoughts on his movie here?
Yeah. When I nominated this movie, knowing that you two don't really know much about Warcraft, I actually didn't mind it because I thought it'd allow us to create our own characters and explore the Warcraft universe away from the main storylines. I didn't follow that route. That's why I thought I'd let you guys do that. So,
well, ultimately, that's what a lot of shows and movies and all those types of things. When it's an adaptation from something else, they draw upon particular things. Obviously, we can't because we don't know, but at least we can grab some characters and then we can throw shit into it to make a story and build upon it. Obviously, anyone who's WoW related and loves all that sort of stuff is going to absolutely fucking hate our movie. But we'll love it.
Like for yours, like I said, like for the most part, actually, like lore-wise, you haven't really crossed lines or boundaries there at all. Like it's a legitimate storyline of the orcs rebelling again against the humans and ending what it sounds like with Roethar as who will eventually, I'm assuming, turn out to be like the human sort of savior, but having the orcs ready to fight the humans again, ready for the second war at the end, ready for the third movie. So no, I quite like overall everything.
Yeah, it was like, in all honesty, a lot of what you said could literally be filler in between actual events that happen in the game kind of world. So there's nothing wrong with it at all. I thought it was good.
I know there's nothing wrong with it. It's
I like
amazing.
I like the sort of juxtaposition between the two kids.
Yes.
And sort of leading them to be the new main characters, like starting with the main characters from the first movie and then them dying off and coming into the new characters taking over halfway through. That way you get sort of 1.5 movies with one set of characters and then 1.5 movies with the other set of characters kind of thing.
Because I kind of thought that like with the older generation, they're set in their position already, like as they come into the first movie, which allows this to be a good build for them, as you said, to come through and then carry it through to whatever.
And obviously a lot of what WoW is obviously you have the existing characters in the game guiding you, the younger characters, sort of upcoming champions and things throughout. So no, I think overall it fits well. There's minor things there that you would sort of tweak just to allow fluff bunnies to sort of get there, but overall the overall storyline was fine. I enjoyed it.
Marvelous.
There you go, mate. All right, do you want to go next as the law person, or do you would like me to ruin Warcraft before you fix it?
Let's completely ruin it for him so he can bring the law back.
You go, so I know how long I can waffle for.
Okay.
So. You can waffle for as
Funnily
long as
enough, mine actually is semi-law heavy. I've based mine on Warcraft 2.
Excellent. Because mine's Warcraft 3.
The movie opens with a montage, a quick recap of the previous film's major plot points. I might add a preface as well. I completely forgot there was a baby at the end of it, so the kid's not in this movie.
It's all right. Trilogy.
Yeah, exactly. Trilogy. Call that.
And also, I see mine more as a follow-on TV series.
Okay.
But like it's the storyline could be spread out over like an 8-episode series, as opposed to a movies kind of thing.
Okay.
But I haven't written it that way. I've just written the story. The movie opens with a montage, a quick recap of previous films' major plot points to get everyone up to speed.
Excluding Goel.
Excluding Goel. We then continue the montage with new scenes showing the alliance with the elves and the dwarves attempting to protect Azeroth from the oncoming hordes of the orcs.
I just had a wicked fucking like retcon where they go back and change the ending, but the old love doesn't save Goel, just fucking drowns, pushes him further down the room, drowns.
Just sinks. Oh, I've actually written it here. Goel drowned in the river. There we go.
He's retconned it himself.
Yep. Where are we?
Sorry.
Attempting to protect Azeroth from the oncoming hordes of the orcs. All while within the orc tribe, Garana is beginning to work her way into the tribes and begins to spread dissent. Eventually, the montage ends on our heroes abandoning the blight-covered Azeroth on ships out into the sea with the new leader of Human Kingdom, Lothar, vowing that this will not be the last time they see their home. A year has passed and the Human Kingdom have set up shop in
Lordaeron.
Yeah, that. Where Lothar and his generals are attempting to stop a series of orcs sea ships from entering into that place. This leads to a massive and expensive CGI sea battle with airships and griffins and boats and stuff. It will be great.
Thank you.
Due to the sheer number of the orcs and the Alliance struggles at first, but in fighting inside fighting from the orcs begins to weaken their resolve. This infighting is due to Garona spreading dissent between the chiefs of the different tribes. While this is happening, old mate Wizard Orc is attempting to find an ancient magic tomb hidden in the depths of the ocean, where the sheer amount of energy rumored to be there will open the portal.
Just
and
quick. Old mate Wizard Orc. We could insert Goel.
No, old mate Wizard Orc. It's the dude who didn't die at the end of the first one you were talking about.
Goel.
Yeah, that one. Old mate Wizard Orc is attempting to find an ancient magic tomb hidden within the depths of the ocean, where the sheer amount of energy rumored to be here will open the portal back to the orcs' homeland, and the rest of their kind can come on through to Azeroth. Eventually, Garona gets a message through to Lothar that the Wizard Orc has found his tomb, and this begins a race to the tomb, where a one-on-one battle between Lothar and Wizard Man happens, and Lothar is slain, forcing the Alliance to retreat. This defeat also makes the elves and the dwarves question their alliance with the humans and fuck off. The wizard finds the tomb and raises it from the depths of the ocean, gaining the power and opening the portal to the orc homeland. The remaining generals of the alliance decide that the only way to stop the orc horde is to travel into their world via the portal and destroy the source from the other side, destroying the link and destroying the wizard's power. They venture into the orcs' world, and a couple of epic battles happen, and the source is destroyed, and thus disconnecting the wizard orcs' power and destroying the portals closed for good.
Do they get stuck on the other side?
Let me finish reading, bro. Fucking hell. The evil tribes.
Hey, I think they get stuck on the.
The evil tribes still in the human world. Garona and her orcs now, with the control of Azeroth, give it back to the humans and destroy all the enemy orcs, on the condition that the remaining orcs are allowed to live in peace in Azeroth.
That's fair.
Where the portal once stood, a scar emanates in the world that emanates some form of power from it still. We end back in the orc world, which is beginning to be torn apart by rifts very similar to the ones left in Azeroth. The human survivors, who have been trapped there when closing the portal,
I knew it.
decide to, instead of dying, they will go through one of the rifts and see where it leads. Right at the end, the last shot is some orc feet and an orc wizard robe man comes through, still alive. He sneaks through one of the rifts as well. And that's where we end that season/movie.
Cool.
All based on the Warcraft 2 and Warcraft 2 expansion, essentially.
I would not have known that.
Well, it's not only based on that, like it's based on several of the WoW expansions from there. So you could effectively, you're sort of turning how Draenor was before.
No. His name is Orc Wizard Dude.
No, Draenor is the land where they came from first, before it got turned into the Outland.
Golden is the Orc Wizard dude.
That's Orc Wizard Dude.
Yeah, I'm not talking about...
That's Orc Homeworld. No, it's just called Orc Homeworld.
Orc Homeworld.
Yep.
It's corruption. Good plot point. I like it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Thanks, mate.
No, I like it.
No, that's good.
Generally, I like it. I'm not saying
in the third
we
movie,
were definitely waiting for more there.
in the third movie, the demons will come.
Yes.
Yeah, because that's what happens in Warcraft 3. And I'm guessing that's what's going to happen in his movie, if he's based it on Warcraft 3. Spoilers.
Yeah. All right.
Oh, we're doing that movie shit. We don't want to talk about how good it was, that we enjoyed it. No, fine, fuck it. You go on with yours, mate. Whatever.
Go, Brock. Your turn.
Every time you said something, then you're like, yeah. And then there was the pause, like you're about to say something more, and then you just went,
I feel like I've probably stolen some of his plot points, and he's just pissed off.
sour, isn't he?
My mother told me if you can't say anything nice, don't say anything nice at all.
Oh,
No. No.
wow.
I'm just going to switch to this camera from now on.
I
That
don't think
does
he-
not contain Zach, and then we'll just mute him.
I don't think
He's
gonna
not
get-
even here.
I don't think he's going to make it to episode 7.
Oh, it's okay. It's okay. I've muted him, and he's not on camera anymore. So it's just me and you here now.
All right, so how are we going to join these films?
Okay, and Zach's back. He's been rehired. All right, Zach, go, mate, go. You've ruined them. You've ruined the moment. Go.
Okay. All right. Now I'm going to go a bit balls to the wall here.
Is Goel
All
in
right.
it?
No.
What about
So-
Orc Wizard
Why
Man?
did everybody forget Goel?
No, I did. He's just not important.
He is in mine.
So since WoW has so many cool storylines, I found it hard to follow one sort of path. So I could have gone down the Arthur storyline and his descent into madness with the Lich King. I could have talked about bringing elves into it with Illidan and his transformation into the first Demon Hunter. I could have even brought in Thrall and bringing how he's him and Garone are possibly trying to reunite the Orcs and the Horde to side with the Alliance and live happily all on Azeroth.
Just quickly, so we've already prefaced that we don't know Warcraft lore. We have no idea what you're talking about.
Trying to talk to the audience as well.
There are other people here. Can you not see these 30 people that are watching this episode?
They're people too, and explanations coming. So instead of choosing one story arc,
That's all right. I'm muting for you, mate. There you go. He's muted. He can't speak now. Go for it, buddy.
instead of choosing one story arc, I thought, fuck it, let's do them all, and I'm going to create my own WCU, the Warcraft Cinematic Universe.
Oh, you've just made some nerds angry with that, or come. One of the two.
Both. And so I figured this way you can do a bunch of origin movies and then move to your big jumbo ensemble movies or raid movies, bring in the WoW terms,
Oh, wow.
to go down and take down the big bads like Illidan, Yogg-Saron, and Arthas to Lich King. So my gateway into this would be to do the Arthas arc, because I think that's one of the most well-known arcs for people that semi-played the games, and it's pretty straightforward to get people like yourselves into it. So, the movie. Now, WoW people, don't yell at me. Timeline's going to be a little bit skewed, but it's going to work.
If they weren't already yelling at us.
We have like 5 fans, and he's just exiled like
Two of them.
2 of them.
I thought we got rid of them a few episodes ago.
It's possible.
Yeah.
So, the movie starts with the
Thank you, everybody, for hanging around.
The movie starts with a recap of the First War and the fallout of the Orcs now taking over parts of the continent, and what happened with Medivh, the Guardian at Karazhan. The recap shows the world as it is, traveling all over the continents, eventually landing on Lordaeron and explaining their brief history with and starts with Arthas fighting some Orcs.
That was in my one.
Yeah. You slowly start.
Wasn't in mine.
As the introduction goes through, you slowly start to become aware of villagers on the outskirts of the kingdom becoming sick, and Arthas and his holy paladins are sent out to investigate the cause of this. At one of these villages, they are met with the Scourge for the first time, which are an undead army. So they see ghouls, and they even see a knitted up abomination, which is like a giant zombie Hulk-looking thing. The Scourge are infecting the grain stores, which is making the people sick. You then meet Kel'Thuzad, who is the lieutenant of this Scourge pack, who is the evil lich that is able to control them. This is obviously the Kickstarter for the problem of the movie. We then see Arthas join up with Uther, who is the lord that's training him. He's under his command. And also a few other characters, such as Jaina Proudmoore, who is a very well-known popular frost mage in the storyline. At another town, you see Arthur starts to risk his life to defend a village from the Scourge attack, sending Jaina to find Uther and other paladins to reinforce them. During this battle, he finds out that not only is the grain killing people, it is transforming them into the Scourge. Arthas manages to kill Kel'Thuzad here, who tells him of the main villain, who is Mal'Ganis, one of the Dreadlords that command the Scourge, and that he is carrying out the next stage of his plan at Stratholme. This battle is the ending of the movie, with Arthas facing a tough choice. Arthas declares they need to purge the city of all the villagers to prevent them turning into the Scourge. Lord Uther does not agree with this and leaves Arthas... Sorry, let's read that in English. Lord Arthur does not agree with this, and Arthur turns to Uther, declaring him a traitor, stripping him of command. I forgot to mention Arthur is the crown prince of Lordaeron.
Oh, well, start again.
Just a, like important fact there. He's the king.
Uther and his loyal paladins leave, as well as Jaina. Arthas and the few paladins that remained loyal to him proceed to purge the city. Arthas eventually confronts Mal'Ganis, but Mal'Ganis is able to escape, telling Arthas to meet him in Northrend, thus setting up the sequel to this one. The movie ends with Arthas on a mountain overlooking Strathelm, which he has set ablaze to purge it, declaring he would travel to Northrend and slay Mal'Ganis. You then see a subtle, twisted look appear on his face, teasing his descent into madness. The teaser at the end of the movie, following the Marvel cinematics, the trailer teaser is the Blade Frostmourne whispering Arthas, triggering what's coming with him going to collect it. That would be the first movie. The second movie would be them in Northrend, where Arthas eventually turns into becoming the first Death Knight. And then you would have the third movie, which sees Arthas finally becoming the Lich King, setting up following movies of the ensemble cast coming to defeat Arthas as the Lich King.
Okay, so you just completely gave up on the first movie?
No?
Did you mention any of the characters?
Yeah, Arthas, Jaina.
Were they in the first movie, were they?
Yeah.
Who's Arthur?
Arthas.
Yeah, who's that?
He was the Crown Prince of Lordaeron that's going to slay Strathelm. I know what you're trying to do here.
Was he in the first movie?
Yeah.
Who was he in the first movie?
Oh, sorry, I see what you're doing there. Yeah, no, I left that.
Oh,
because basically Warcraft.
I was waiting for to get a little bit.
So
of
you didn't make it your sequel. You just went, fuck it. I'm just gonna start again. Reboot.
Yeah, so we've rebooted.
Yeah, it's a reboot because Warcraft 1 sucked. That's
so guys, we are up to episode 2 of Sequelize It, and Zach has decided we are not doing Sequelize It anymore.
Sequelize It slash rebooter it. Rebooter it.
I did toy with the idea of having Lothar join Arthas in his quest and things like that, but it just
it didn't tie into the
lore.
lore.
I mean, I wouldn't allow it.
But it's Ragnar.
Yeah, wouldn't allow it. So my director.
So is this before the second war, or after the first and between the second?
After the second.
No, see, well, he's dead.
Yeah. See, it's after your movie. See, so
Yeah.
it's your movie, then my movie.
Yeah. Well, there you
The
go.
cinematic universe is already in place.
That's it.
Hey, but where the fuck's Goel?
He drowned.
He got retconned. So
The people who found him at the end of the first movie went, "Oh no, he's green. Let's put this one back." Bye.
So my director, I thought I went out there a little bit. I went either Peter Jackson or Ron Howard. Something you can do with
No
some
to
grand
Peter.
scale.
I'd say no to Peter Jackson.
My Arthas would be Henry Cavill. I thought that would be a good suit.
Yep.
Jaina would be Ashley Johnson, who's stars in Growing Pains, The Killing, and Blindspot. Kel'Thuzad would be Luke Evans from Dracula Untold and The Hobbit. Mal'Ganis would be Giancarlo Esposito, who was in The Mandalorian. And Uther, my dream pick for this would actually have been Sean Connery, but I'll settle for Harrison Ford. Obviously, Sean's a bit...
Even Harrison's a bit. He's too.
But
he's very gone these days.
Uther
It's
really...
really interesting to see him in the Winter Soldier. The
Red Hulk.
one? Yeah.
Yeah, Uther really doesn't do much fighting. It's mainly Arthur's doing it also. He
Okay,
just
cool.
stands there. But yeah, so obviously I tried to loosely link the original in there, and then I was grasping at straws, so I just dumped it aside and did a reboot. My own WCU, so that's what the fans want to see. They want to see Arthur, they want to see...
I'd call it the WoW CU, just because it sounds better.
Sure. I'm open to...
World of Warcraft cinematic universe. WoW CU. Wow. CU.
It has not got a good ring to it, does it?
It's got a great ring to it.
Well, moving into the next part of the show where we talk about ideas, I'm happy to park mine, and I actually don't mind Brock's. As a neutral WoW storyline, I actually don't mind that. I like the contrasting characters of the
No, it's because you didn't include Goel.
Whatever.
Your thoughts?
You don't want to know my fucking thoughts. This video will be fucking banned on YouTube.
Oh, God. I had a lot of fun writing mine. It was good fun. Did you have fun writing yours, AJ?
I did. I actually enjoyed writing mine, thank you. nice of you to come tonight so that we could do this episode together.
Yeah.
It's great. I
So
thoroughly enjoy me and you doing this episode.
So how are we putting these together?
I like the cinematic universe idea.
I like it too.
I
There's
think
enough to draw on. Like, it's a massive world.
Well,
that's
I
been developed
think-
for years.
that's one of the major issues with the first movie was that it was too much happening, too many character kind of things. Like they tried to DC it.
But even the
it could have been a culmination. Like, you could have had like almost like movies before that to sort of build into.
Yeah, the problem with you had some characters like Medivh, who was the Guardian, who was never really explained his importance. Like, he is one of the most important characters in WoW history, sort of thing, in terms of his importance to Azeroth, and even Khadgar, who comes along, like, he becomes such an important character in the games and in the lore, but he's just sort of there. You don't know anything about him. You have no reason to care about him in that movie. But yeah, like,
And I suppose if you're trying to like build a cinematic universe and a universe and whatnot, like, you can't just throw in the big people straight away, because you're going to have people who know the lore are going to go, why is he there already and whatnot, but then people who don't know the lore are going to be like, well, we don't know who the fuck he is anyway.
The problem they had, though, is they also then chose like what could be known as an obscure storyline there. It's not one of the more well-known or central storylines there. So starting with something like Arthas, who you can slowly build in, you can have the titles like introduction where it recaps the orcs have invaded, this is what's happening, and then you slowly start to bring into the Scourge and a few other things there, that turning that into a trilogy of movies there, you're going to be able to tie it in nicely. And then as Arthas becomes, or I said in mine, but in the lore itself, as Arthas turns into the Lich King, he ends up meeting Illidan, and then obviously that will then trigger an Illidan set of movies and things like that. So there are 1,001 different storylines you could go down, and then you can start to throw in movies like yourself where it's fills in, like it's a filler movie, something where it fills in the gap between movie one and the Arthas storylines or things like that. So there is those.
Yeah, bridge the gap between the characters,
you know,
to see how they
like
interact with each
mine,
other.
which is actually
Yeah, I know.
the part that happens after the first movie.
I spoke poorly. I actually had nothing wrong with yours. I liked it. I just
Brock's was better.
well, as you
Mine's actually based on what they were going to do for the second movie, for fuck's sakes.
Is it really?
Yeah.
Yeah.
They were going to use Warcraft 2 storyline from the second movie.
There you go.
I said
It has boats CGI battles in it. Does yours have boat CGI fucking battles in it?
Hey, let's join them together.
That's right.
I'll quite happily bring CGI boats into the movie.
Pirates of the Caribbean, but Warcraft.
Fuck yeah.
griffins and dragons and
Yep.
things.
I'd watch that. Dwarf blimps.
Yeah. Arthas can't be in it, though.
No.
No Arthas.
Fuck off.
That's fine. That's fine. Arthur's got his own trilogy waiting. It's coming.
And Grogar. Is that his name?
We're bringing in new
Grogan?
guys. Goel.
Yeah.
Who are you talking about?
Don't know. There's too many weird fucking names in this. I mean, one was named Guarana.
Guarana.
Yeah, she's healthy for you. Let's go get me a Guarana bar. We've got off subject. Yeah, how are we combining this shit?
Massively. I think draw it. As I was kind of saying before, like having too much of the lore sways too much into, like, it pulls too much away from the creative capacity of the show. So you definitely need to draw from the lore. So obviously there'd be things where we'd pull from the lore to be able to sort of build up the show. And then I think it's a matter of like mashing them that way, like pull on those the lore points and then bring in those.
No,
other
and so that's what I was
elements
kind of hoping and got from your idea is it's touching base on WoW and lore related things, but it's a unique storyline and going down that path, which is cool. And then you can slowly dabble in characters and things and have those cameos from them as you're going on, which can then lead to further movies down the track.
Well, one of the major things, which is what they did well in Warcraft, in my opinion, in the first movie, was the fact that movie's not made for World of Warcraft players.
Correct.
That movie's made for the general public who know nothing about it, just for the sheer fact of the names are fucking stupid, the location names are stupid, all that kind of stuff. So they're dumbing it down for people who have no intention of ever playing the game.
See,
For
know the
that
lore.
movie, how much of the lore did it draw on for the first movie?
It is lore based, but it's my biggest problem
Loosely?
loosely. There are like all those characters are lore characters.
So that's just,
the
just
event,
characters then.
Yeah, the event of the First War is something that happens, but like how they've portrayed those characters. So
Sure.
Gul'dan is meant to be someone that relies entirely on the Fel. Like he's meant to be an old, decrepit-looking
Sure.
warlock, not as it turns out in the movie to be this big, bulky badass that
Sure.
can withstand his own against other orc chieftains. Like that's the whole idea. Is the Fel is him, and things like that. But see, I would say that the movie really didn't work as a standalone fantasy movie either. Because I said, like, watching it recently again with my wife and someone else that doesn't play the games, they would have turned the movie off within 20 minutes because characters at the start weren't explained and they weren't explained as the movie went on either. So there was a lot of plot holes there that was just assumed knowledge that if you didn't play the game, you would have been left wanting more and a bit lost throughout parts.
For me, I'd say that whatever those plot holes were or whatever the character build was, I felt that for me, I didn't need it when I was watching the movie.
I agree. Didn't affect me in the slightest bit. The movie made sense. Everything happened. It was just a good fantasy movie.
So I think from what we've put forward, I don't think we can meld these movies. I think we've got the cinematic universe and we're making all three.
Mine's a TV series.
Oh, sorry, TV series.
Yeah.
Hey, that's in the MCU.
That's what I mean. Like mine's a TV series,
Mm-hmm.
and mine can be like Star Wars jumps all over the different time slots.
Yep.
Mine can be just the TV series, which is like the Second War.
Yep.
It's just called Warcraft: The Second War.
Yep.
That's my TV series, and that is sort of just that timeline that explains the Second War and what happened and how
Yep.
it bridges into. Then that would bridge into, let's say, a movie called Warcraft: Rise of, what are the demons called?
The Scourge or
The demon ones from Warcraft 3.
the Scourge.
That's the Scourge, is it?
Yeah, the like ghoul undead looking thing.
Yeah, so that could lead into a movie based on them or something like, because it's kind of like the prequel to
But
how
said
they come into the
your
world.
movie could even be the blow off for his movie, as long as he doesn't kill Goel at the start of the movie, like he plans to.
Yeah,
on the TV show.
Sorry, but your retcon is it's
been
not
retconned.
happening.
Yeah.
Your retcon's been
Well,
retconned.
you're not allowed to kill Lothar.
Oh, because Lothar dies in yours.
Lothar dies because that's where he actually dies in the game. He dies at Mount fucking Doom.
Okay. We can work those bits.
But yeah, so you can
It'll work.
you can
It'll
have
work.
the TV show as the next part of it that then culminates in your movie or your two movies that give us the tying end of the Second War with those characters, which then leads you into the Scourge, which happens after the Second War and goes forward from there.
I like it.
Okay.
We'll
We're all
leave.
brilliant.
We'll leave our number in the notes so that all you producers, directors, actors, whoever wants to be a part of it,
We've just set up a whole world, a whole cinematic universe. The WoW CU.
We have the timeline; it's set up.
Yeah.
Phase
got
one,
it.
phase one, it's ready to go.
Scripts will be written tomorrow.
Yep. Zach and AJ will be kept on opposite side of the tables just for the time being until they come back to their creative differences are sorted out.
I'm fine. I said I liked his idea. He fucking just shat on mine.
Paused at incorrect times. No, that's it. Like phase one, you've got TV show, we've got trilogy movies, we've got origin stories. Bring in Thrall, you can bring in Vol'jin from the Trolls. We've got the Tauren races. Like there's a variety of races
We can
bring in.
do a YouTube series to promote one of the movies, and it's just an RTS style animated cartoon. So the entire cartoon is done from the top down. There's no side views or anything. It's just RTS style top down, and you just follow the characters around. Everything happens from the top down in like 8-bit graphics.
I'd love to be in his head sometimes.
It'd be fucking great.
or 28mm scale stop motion.
I have the orcs.
Sure.
They're just riding pigs, not wolves, but I can make it work.
Just paint them grey. So, if you liked any of our ideas, or if you're a WoW fan and hated all of our ideas, chuck it in the comments down below, down there. Tell us which one you liked best, which one you didn't. If you liked our idea of combining, making the WoW CU,
We already know Zach's opinion.
or what would you call the WoW CU?
Let us know what storyline you would come up with in our WoW CU.
Yep.
Yeah, which characters would you like to have their own movie or own series or anything? Mm-hmm. And yeah, that's about it for this episode of Sequelize It.
Yeah, that's it.
Yeah, and don't forget, so we'll be back with our next one in a fortnight where we're covering the 1997 classic action sci-fi movie, The Fifth Element.
Fucking oath.
I have seen it. Don't read what you believe. I have seen it.
Good.
I look forward to this one.
Yeah,
this
so
is going to be some weird fucking shit from my brain.
I'm going to have to reread mine because I know I went somewhere that I'm not sure about anymore.
It's going to have some weird shit in my... I haven't even written mine yet. There's going to be some weird shit. I can already think there's weird shit in my brain.
Very good.
All right, thanks for watching, guys, and we will see you next time on Sequelize It.
See you later, guys.
Peace out.
Late nights, neon lights, crazy dreams. AJ, Brock, and Zach scheming wild things. Movies that flopped or never got their time. They breathe new life with sequels on their mind.